Well, I don't know. I thought I'd be for it at first, but you just don't seem to match up.
And the fool's with me.
Well, maybe so, but all the same, now you can't do it.
No.
No.
Come around about noon tomorrow. I mean today. Snob.
What do you mean, snob?
You made up your mind awfully young, it seems to me.
Well, 30's about time to make up your mind. And I'm nothing of the sort, not Mr. Connor.
The time to make up your mind about people is never. What have classes to do with it? What do they matter except for the people in them? There's so much thought and so little.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sasha Pasek, and I am the gallery manager for the Concord Center for the Visual Arts in Concord. I want to give my warmest welcome to our virtual reception and award ceremony for the 50th anniversary of our annual Concord-Carlisle High School exhibition. And we're so excited to welcome CCHS back into our gallery spaces, considering how COVID has prevented us from getting together this past year and has forced us to kind of rethink things in a little more with a little more creativity. So we put a larger body of work together for the show with multiple high school students, but this year features the portfolio work of CCHS's senior class, along with an extra exhibition space featuring the fabulous teachers of the art department. And to say it's exciting and heartwarming to see the work of students from the 2020 and 2021 school year would be a severe understatement. And I, for one, am thrilled to see this generation of artists and the many ways that they're thinking outside the box, creativity-wise, exploring every aspect of their favorite media and pursuing something as vital as creative expression. Tonight, we'll be featuring the prize winners of this year's exhibition, and to kick everything off, I'd like to introduce CCHS's Departmental Liaison for Fine Arts and Applied Technology, Joseph Pickman. He's been such a pleasure to collaborate with, and I cannot thank him enough for helping us put this extremely special show together. So I will hand my virtual mic right over just as I spotlight him. There he is.
Hi, thank you all for being here to celebrate the amazing creative efforts and achievements of our art students. It's been a busy, challenging year. Creating all this work and being here tonight for the senior award ceremony is an extraordinary feat. It's a big privilege to work with the Concord Center for the Visual Arts and to celebrate our 50th annual high school show. Last year was actually the 50th, but it was canceled due to the pandemic. Over the years, our relationship with the Concord Center for the Visual Arts has grown through countless collaborations and opportunities for CCHS student artists to engage with the greater art community in an authentic, professional manner. It's an incredibly empowering and enriching relationship. The CCA's generosity, sharing space, creating postcards, flyers, and banners, taking the time to organize this Zoom opportunity, as well as monetary awards that inspire, support, and celebrate the artistic futures of our students. It's incredibly humbling. And thanks to art director Kate James and her indispensable assistants, Marissa and Sasha. It was an incredible amount of work on all their parts. They have distinguished themselves through tireless efforts to make the Concord Center for the Visual Arts a true community hub for the visual arts. There's more appreciation and gratitude to go around. We feel incredibly grateful to work for a school with an administration that's consistently valued the arts through funding and support of our college level visual arts programming. So thank you very much, Superintendent Lori Hunter and Principal Mike Mastrullo. We also want to thank the Parents Association and the Concord Ed Fund, who have shown extraordinary support through generous grants and have provided us with the cutting edge equipment and materials necessary to consistently expand our 21st century curriculum. If anyone is here from the Parents Grant or the CEF, thank you. Thank you very much. We're also grateful to have such a powerful team of art teachers, and maybe you can see them if you're scrolling through, but Adam Gooder is our photography and filmmaking teacher. Greg Cohen, analog photography and digital arts teacher. John Lindner is our ceramics teacher. Tracy Dunn teaches digital arts and multimedia studies, and myself, painting, drawing, and architecture. Our students have been consistently recognized by Scholastic Art Awards on the regional and national levels, the National Council for Education in the Ceramic Arts, as well as the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. We are thankful as well for the team of 6 jurors from the CCA Board of Trustees who spent a long afternoon thoughtfully studying these portfolios. Choosing the winner was a test of critical and aesthetic judgment. And with so many strong portfolios, it was a big challenge. So thank you, Kathleen O'Hara, Holly Harrison, Elizabeth Awalt, Monica Anderson, Jane Deering, and especially Kate James. Most of all, I am especially appreciative to all the efforts of our seniors who have created such inspired expressions, metaphors, and have taken creative risks. Although our seniors are displaying their portfolio at the Concord Center for the Arts, please remember to visit CCHS to see the incredible works of 9th, 10th, and 11th graders displayed in the Prifty Fine Art Gallery and throughout display panels in the CCHS Art Wing. That exhibition at CCHS will be on display for the rest of the school year. Now back to our seniors. And I want to read the list of the seniors who have installed portfolios this year. We have 17 in total. In two-dimensional art, we have Bo Kablotsky, Solara Stacy, Whitney Orloff, Ro Lavery, Mitch Courtney, Katrin Carey, Allison Flavin, Claire Sun, and Nicola Hunt. In black and white photography, we have a portfolio from Ellery Sims and Gray Gaudreau. In ceramics, we have portfolios from Corey Sanderson, Jeremy Pietropalo, Olivia Paradis, and Sophie Johnson. In digital photography, we have portfolios from Athos Apollos, Jack Scheffel, Nick Arado, and Ruth Benyo. And now, finally, without further ado, I'd like to turn the program back over to Holly Harrison, the head of the Concord Center for the Arts Art Committee.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I'm filling in for Kate tonight. She couldn't be here. But this is totally one of our favorite things to do. As the art committee, we do a lot of different stuff, but seeing what the students are up to and, you know, the incredible work that the teachers get out of them, basically, is just so exciting. We always learn things. We always feel like there's a surprise there for us, a student whose work we maybe don't notice right away. And then all of a sudden we're looking and we're like, wow, this is actually pretty incredible. And then we get all excited about that. So we are so honored to be able to do this every year. And I just think it's a great program. I know we say this every single year, but I'm going to say again that the artist statements are so excellent. I've seen a lot of artist statements, written by adults that are like, vague, pretentious, hard to understand. These are clear, they're honest, they're beautifully written. So kudos to both the teachers in the program and the students, because that is so hard for our visual artists to achieve. And, it's just a wonderful thing. So I guess I'm just going to get on with it. First, I just want to say that it was extremely difficult. There was so much great work. It's always hard to choose, favorites, but it is, we did our best. And we really enjoyed just engaging with the work and looking at what people were doing. But without further ado, I would love to announce a couple of prizes. Oops, I lost my text, so I'm going to grab a piece of paper here. So we had an interesting situation. We had a tie for both our first and second prizes. As you can see, Nicola Hunt was tied for a second prize. Nicola's paintings have a wonderful cinematic quality that borders on the surreal. We were drawn to the consistent quality and style of her work and the honest expressions of her subjects. Not only are they well rendered, her portraits also effectively capture a moment in time and space, or place. Her excellent sense of dynamic composition keeps the viewer engaged. These paintings are technically good, but that layer of humanity and expressiveness makes them really engaging. The more we looked, the more we recognized the uniform freshness and authenticity of her artistic voice. And we would love to ask a question of Nicola and to talk a little bit about her work. We wondered, what did you learn and how did your thinking evolve during the investigation of these inspiring family photographs? And do you have a favorite? And if so, which one is it and why?
Wow, okay. I really like basing my paintings on my mom's old photography, especially with familiar faces, just because capturing a likeness is really special to me, especially if I know the person, it really helps. And if I had to pick a favorite, I'd probably say the one on the left, because I just like the expressions on both of the faces, and just being immersed in this moment in the past for hours on end is definitely a learning experience, especially if a lot of the photos I use are from 10 years ago, for example, like the one on the left, and just being fully immersed in this moment in time with familiar faces that I still know, but they look so different, is just very special, and it's difficult to recreate in another context.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
So our second prize tied for color portrait photography is Ruth Benyo. Ruth's collection of color photography portraits is a wonderfully cohesive portfolio. We loved feeling the palpable connection between the photographer and the subject. There are real relationships portrayed here, and it shows. We also appreciated how well they captured a particular time of life. The natural light of the outdoor settings and her inclusion of flowers in many of the portraits add joyful reference to the beauty of springtime and youth. Ruth, during the creation of this series, what was the most exciting part of the portfolio development process? And do you have a favorite image, and which one is it and why?
I think for me, this was really just like a culmination of all my best work. So it was really like taking all of my work, because I had done some work in landscape, and putting that together with all of my work in, you know, theater photography to get these portraits of people in nature, like as themselves, and like living in full color. And honestly, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I feel like that was the biggest part for me, which isn't exactly portfolio development, but I had so much fun shooting this, and narrowing it down to 10 images was incredibly hard. I spent like hours agonizing over which ones. So I don't think I have one favorite. I think these are my 10 favorites. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they're really, really nice. We actually also noticed one of the things we liked when we were talking about these was we really liked the really thin white margin that you chose for printing them. Like you took them pretty close to the edge, but just left a little bit. And I don't know, it just felt kind of contemporary and was a good choice.
Thank you.
All right, first prize. The first prize is to Jack Scheffel for digital photography, which was printed in black and white. Jack's presentation of black and white photographs is very sophisticated, evoking mood and place through constraints of dark and light spaces. We especially like the way they are printed. Choosing to bleed the image without any border is both contemporary and feel, and the right choice to enunciate these particular images. We were struck by how well the medium fits the subject and how the artist's compositional choices enabled a fully realized expression of emotional and psychological states. In particular, the strong contrasts of lights and darks are an effective metaphor for both the darkness of the past year and the hope of light to come. Our question for Jack was, as a photographer, what motivates you about the process of creating images? And we'll throw in the extra, do you have a favorite image and why?
So first off, my favorite image is the one that's enlarged here on the right. I just love the texture that was captured in the bricks and with the chains hanging off of it, especially in contrast to kind of the void of darkness in the lower right corner. And personally, what I find kind of pushes me to take more photographs is trying to capture a different way of viewing the world. I tried to focus, especially with this project, on kind of taking something that is very tangible and very real and turning it into something abstract. And so I was trying to push for contrast and strong lines of division. And I think just kind of challenging myself to see the world in different ways and capture that and share it with others is sort of the largest source of ambition for my photography.
And were these all images you took this year?
Yeah, these were all images I took this year. This is the one of the projects that we did in the digital photography class.
Cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's good work. And our second first prize goes to Jeremy Pietropalo for his 3D printed ceramics. Can we get the image up? There we go. Jeremy's work in 3D printed ceramics was notable in showing a solid understanding of how to master the use of new technology to push the limits of what clay can do. We really enjoyed his creative explorations of form, color, and texture. His sensitive application of glazes to the sculptural forms he created not only enhanced their beauty, but also showed that he has a well-developed sense of color and design. We were glad to read in his statement that he plans to continue his work in this medium in the future. And we weren't sure if Jeremy was here. Did he make it?
Jeremy, are you here?
Jeremy could not make it this evening. He had a previously scheduled event.
Well, then we will not be able to ask him our questions. That is actually, those are the prizes. So I am going to turn it back over to, let's see, who am I turning it back over to? Sasha?
Me!
Yay!
Thank you so much, Holly. The statements were perfect, and I personally got when I was able to actually put this show to the slideshow together for the prize winners. I was just so struck about how each individual one was so deserving of in its own way. So my biggest congratulations to you guys. Phenomenal work, and thank you so much, Holly. You did such a good job. Beautiful words about each one. Thank you.
My first.
Well, I cannot thank everyone enough so much for coming this evening. It was a quickie but goodie, and I just want to as a whole, I want to give my biggest congratulations to all of the seniors. I understand that it's a very weird time to be a senior in high school during a pandemic, and then also pursuing such a very unique career, the creative arts. If that is your goal, it's a very strange time to even approach that, but when is it not? But I cannot emphasize enough how important this particular field is and how important the work is that you guys are doing in fostering creative expression is so, you'll be surprised at how extremely vital it is for the community, what your local communities need. So whether you choose to go on to art school or if you choose to pursue something else, I hope that it's in your life still in some flavor. And oh my God, I'm so mushy, I can't stand it. But I just want to encourage everyone to come see the portfolios at Concord Art in person. We are open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then Sundays from noon to 4. We have the senior portfolios, some of which I gave you guys a little sneak peek in the beginning, but there's so much more to see. So, oh my gosh, bring your masks and come over. We have all the senior artwork on the top floor. And then in one of the adjacent galleries, we have a smaller teacher exhibition where you can see the work of some of the instructors that these students learned from. And oh my gosh, it's a treat. You could really see how their work ended up so wonderful. And in another adjacent gallery, we have a smaller exhibition featuring some of our works from our permanent collection of our founder, Elizabeth Wentworth Roberts. So it's kind of a more historical relationship between our contemporary art and our permanent collection. And just and we also have a members show in the back spaces, our first members exhibitions since I think February 2020. So that's pretty special. I want to thank Holly Harrison for talking and sharing prize winners. I wanted to thank Joseph Pickman again so much for helping bringing these students to us and bringing it all together. And a really huge shout out to Marissa Cote, who's been helping me basically manage Zoom meetings for 3 weeks in a row. And she's been in the chat, making sure everyone's good and letting everyone in and spotlight. She's awesome. And I think that I will let you all eat unless anyone has some final parting thoughts. Feel free to unmute if you have parting thoughts. Thank you so much. Other than that.
This was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks so much for coming. But other than that, I will let you all slowly lead out. And if you have any questions, email us at any point. And of course, see the senior work at the CCHS and up until the end of the school year. Please, oh my God, go. So thank you. My biggest good night to everybody, okay?
Thank you, Sasha.
Yeah, everyone can unmute. Everyone unmute and just say good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye, congrats.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody. Put you guys on gallery. Yes, good night.